live from the Quad Cities. This is CBS4 News This Morning at 5.
Businesses in the district prepare for their first weekend after last Saturday's fire, and a call to action, Quad Cityans coming together to help Rock Island victims. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Scarlett. It's been almost a week since a fire tore through downtown Rock Island, destroying one building and damaging the surrounding businesses. But folks in the district say they're not slowing down. Ashley Richmond is live in Rock Island with what you need to know if you're heading to the district this weekend. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Emily. Crews have been getting out here all week right away when the sun comes up, and they have a lot of work to do. Now, the city says cleanup from that fire could take more than a month, and they're still assessing the Jaded Gypsy building to see if it can be salvaged. But even though the rubble isn't cleared and some of the businesses are still closed, most of the district will still have their doors open this weekend.
What other option do you have at this point? You can't let this keep you down. You just got to get back on your feet and move forward.
Silver 21, Comedy Sports, and many other businesses in the district say they'll still be open this weekend, putting on shows, serving up drinks, and trying to move on after last weekend's devastating fire.
Our comedy show in the Speakeasy with the Blacklist Improv Comedy Troupe on Saturday night, we're donating all the door proceeds that night are going to that fund at Modern Woodman Bank.
The alley behind the old Mississippi Cafe building is still unpassable, and some parking spaces out front are also blocked. But the rest of the district is doing fine, and the outpouring of community support has inspired many to help out.
The fact that this backdrop is all that we're looking at and it's not an entire city block, and the fact that businesses were continued to open within 24 hours of the fire, I am amazed at how quick this community came together.
MD Greens and Huckleberries still have some cleanup and repairs to do before they can reopen. But even those businesses that are closed say they won't be for long.
I'm going to run a bar. I'm going to reopen. I got too many people that's called me and can't wait to come down.
A victim relief fund has been started for both residents and business owners. And I'll send it back to Emily in the studio with those details. Reporting live in Rock Island, Ashley Richmond, CBS4 News This Morning.
Thanks, Ashley. That's right. The community is really pulling together to help victims of this devastating fire get back on their feet. In fact, 2 fundraisers are planned for this weekend. Saturday night, the Blacklist Comedy Troupe will perform their Shots and Giggle show, with all the proceeds going to the residents and businesses affected. Also on Saturday, a benefit concert will be held at Beers Tube featuring 5 local bands, with all the proceeds going towards the Jaded Gypsy Tattoo Parlor, a business that lost everything.
Other guitarists in Helm Splitter, Jason Grievous, worked at the Jaded Gypsy, and so it kind of hit home with us what happened. All of his equipment was lost, his art supplies were lost, his tattooing equipment, I mean, everything.
For the times and locations of the comedy show and concert fundraisers this weekend, just head to our website, ourquadcities.com. We've also posted a link to the GoFundMe page for the Jaded Gypsy Tattoo Parlor, as well as information on the fund set up at Modern Woodman Bank. A group of students from Orion are remembering their friends. The class of 2011 has painted the Osco Graffiti Barn just north of Andover in memory of classmates who were killed in a car accident over the weekend. 21-year-old Andy Adams and 22-year-old Danny DeBacher Jr. died after their car was broadsided by a drunk driver. Kai Miller of Davenport has been charged with homicide by vehicle. A local shelter is in need of your help. It's not winter yet, but King's Harvest is already looking for winter clothing. As Tally Johnson shows us, it's not too early to help the homeless stay warm.
With nighttime temperatures already dropping, King's Harvest says the need for warm clothing and blankets is right now.
There's nip in the air in the evening. We're starting to get that. We can always use clean blankets and clean pillows. They're always a necessity with us. It gets a little cool out in the morning when these gentlemen go out early in the morning.
The shelter says they already have requests for coats, gloves, and scarves to handle the cool evenings and early mornings. There's also a need for thermal underwear, socks, and winter boots. Because the need is so great, the shelter says they want to start stocking up before the temperatures really start to drop. They're asking people to drop off their donations at the shelter's Davenport location on 824 West 3rd Street on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.
We occupy approximately 60 men during the winter months, so there's really demand for it coming up in the near future because there is a need out here.
You can also donate money to the shelter. You can find out how on ourquadcities.com. Tally Johnson, CBS4 News This Morning.
Thanks, Tally. We're in the home stretch of the upcoming November 4th general election, and President Obama made it to Illinois to endorse incumbent for Illinois Governor Pat Quinn. The president held a State of the Economy address at Northwestern University yesterday, and earlier he held a fundraiser in Chicago to raise campaign cash for Governor Quinn. Quinn is running against Republican businessman Bruce Rauner. Polls show a close race between the two candidates. We'll have more on whether or not there's an advantage to being an incumbent candidate in the second half of our show. Last year, Quad Cityans helped modern Woodman Park win the title of Best Minor League Ballpark in the nation. This year, Davenport is being recognized as possibly one of the best American riverfronts by USA Today.
The scenery, the river, it's absolutely beautiful, and especially now this time of year when the leaves are changing, it's glorious.
Davenport is just one of 20 cities in the running. Other cities include Detroit, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Denver. Mayor Bill Gluba says getting national recognition not only benefits Davenport, but the entire Quad Cities.
It will bring tourists from all over the United States and the world. And we've been developing our riverfront into the most spectacular and magnificent recreational corridor up and down the river.
If you'd like to vote, just head to ourquadcities.com. We have a link posted with this story. You can vote once per day up until 10:59 a.m. on October 20th. Good morning to you, Kyle. Glad to have you with us. You know, that's tough for me, that race, because we've got my new home, a part of that race, but then we've also got my hometown, Detroit, a part of the race too. So I'm rooting for them both.
Yes. Well, I was talking with Mayor Bill Glube about this yesterday, and he's just honored to actually be a part of it because bigger cities like Detroit, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, all are up for the running in that. So if you do want to vote, you can head to ourquadcities.com and find that link. Again, just a couple more weeks left in that contest. Starting off with a few rain showers this morning, and we'll continue with that mainly east of the river. So if you are living in Bureau County, Henry County, Knox County, might want to have that umbrella handy as you do head out the door. But this afternoon, that rain will come to an end. In fact, later this morning, we will get on some sunshine. But as you can see, the temperature is really not doing much today as a cold front does move through the area. Right now, the cold front mainly along the Mississippi River, and so that's where most of the rain is, just east of the river, parts of Henry County, Stark County, Bureau County. Luckily, no severe weather out of this. In fact, not really many thunderstorms either. It is just some plain old rain as we go throughout the area. In fact, we've seen over an inch in the last 24 hours here in the Quad Cities. Temperatures right now, we've got 56 in the Quad Cities, 55 degrees in Galesburg, Clinton, and Muscatine. Again, these temperatures really not doing much as we go throughout the day once that cold front moves through the area. Right now at the Quad City International Airport, mostly cloudy skies, 56 degrees, humidity at 90%, and the dew point at 53 degrees. So we could see some patchy areas of fog as well this morning with all the low-level moisture in the air due to that rain. And check out these winds, northwest at 13 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see those winds increase 15 to 25 miles per hour. Could see gusts up to 40 miles per hour as we go later in the afternoon, and that's because we will get stuck in some northwest flow as that cold front does move through the area. Now you can see on satellite and radar we do have another disturbance out in Nebraska. That's going to continue moving east and southeast, could clip our southern hometowns as we go later into the afternoon, but most of us should stay dry after the rain moves off to the east. Here is your day planner as we plan out your Friday. Just a few showers east of the Quad Cities at 7 a.m. with a temperature of 52 degrees. We get in on just a little bit of sunshine as we go throughout the afternoon hours. In fact, most of us will clear things out before some more clouds come in tonight. Temperatures right around 7 p.m. Friday night football we've got tonight. Of course, big one is Moline with their homecoming game. Temperatures will be dropping into the 40s and eventually the 30s overnight. So this is a very strong cold front coming through. And wait until you see what I've got in the forecast tomorrow night. You'll want to stay tuned to that forecast here in just a few minutes.
So the beginning of fall feeling like summer. Now we're almost feeling like winter with the temperatures that you're talking about for tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We normally don't see 30s until we get later into November and December. So definitely a cool weekend ahead.
All right, well, be prepared for those Friday night football games for sure.
Yes.
All right, we told you yesterday about how women smoking can affect their son's fertility. Today, another bad habit affecting men and their ability to have children. Your health news is up next.
Stay tuned. You're watching CBS4 News This Morning. Your time right now is 5:10.
You're watching CBS4 News This Morning at 5 with Emily Scarlett and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is CBS4 News This Morning.